Hey guys, Paul Lynn here. Used to be a bit of a fat guy, now I'm a bit of a fit guy, and trying to talk to you about things that are going to help you be a bit more of a fit person and have this fitness thing become a permanent fixture in your life and help you be good at it. Help it be efficient so you're not wasting time, you're not injuring yourself, you're not spinning your wheels. Whatever your goals are, I want you to get closer to them. Today, I want to talk about the most important thing for really all of fitness. And this is interestingly the most important thing for those of you who want to lift weights and build those great big muscles. You'll hear so much different advice. You'll hear, you got to lift heavy, or you've got to do high volume, or you've got to do progressive overload, and you've got to do reverse pyramid training. And you'll hear all these wonderful strategies, and the philosophies behind them are convincing as hell. And you'll say, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I don't know how anybody else can think anything else. That definitely is what I need to be doing. And there are people that say heavy weight and low reps. And there are other people that say, no, lighter weight and more reps. And what's the answer? And I want to tell you what the most important thing is. There's one factor that you can clearly see separates people who get good results from whether it's bodybuilding or just maintaining their bodies and staying fit, whatever their fitness goals. There is really one factor that tends to separate the people who succeed from the people that fail. That one factor, the most important ingredient in your recipe, is consistency. Okay? Hear me out. I'm not talking about doing the same thing forever. No, on the contrary, in fitness and in bodybuilding, you need to change your workout up periodically. That's called periodization. Isn't that a cool word? But yeah, you do something for a mesocycle, which is a month or 3 months, and then you go into the next period and you do something a little different. And there are a lot of strategies for periodizing, but I'm not talking to you about periodization today. What I'm talking to you about today is get started and stick with it. Don't stop. Can you take a day off? Sure. Can you take a week off to resensitize a little bit? Sure, once in a while, that's a great idea. But by and large, you don't take a month off, you don't take 2 months off, you don't do it for a month and then take a month off and then do it for 3 months and then take off for the rest of the year. You will maybe enjoy the workout, but you will never really get results. You will never progress. This is one of the reasons why if you talk to anybody like an actual really good trainer or something like that, they're not going to start you off with a hard workload. They're going to start you off with a workload that you say, this is stupidly easy and I'm wasting my time, and you must think that I'm just completely incapable of anything if this is all the work you're giving me. And the funny thing is, something that trainer understands is if you take this weak little nothing workout that he or she gave you and you just do it and stick with it, your body will learn and adapt and perform at a higher level and ask for more when it's ready, and you will progress. But too many people, when they're training, they get caught up on all these really good concepts like progressive overload and say, well, if I'm going to be a better runner, then I need to run faster every single time I ran. And every time I go out and run, if I did 30 minutes yesterday and I want to be a distance runner, I need to do 31 minutes today and 32 minutes tomorrow. And 2 months from now, I need to be doing 92 minutes and, just keep going. That's not a recipe for success. That's a recipe for burnout. Okay? Big old difference. There is Stressing the body to stimulate an adaptation, that's good. That's healthy. But then there is overloading the body and causing it to burn out or get injured. Too many people think that's good, or they don't realize that that's exactly what they're doing. But that's actually not good. That's the opposite of good. That's what we in the industry like to call bad, okay? So here's the thing. Get that workout and you say, but I know I need to overload. I know I need to be doing more and more. That's true. But don't lay the more on your body. Let your body ask for the more when it's ready. I'm going to use weightlifting just as an example because this is the area where I see people getting this wrong more often than not. Whether you're bodybuilding or powerlifting, whatever the deal, what you need to be doing is, let's say you're lifting, I'm just going to give you a round number, 100 pounds on some exercise, doesn't matter what it is. And you're doing 8 reps of 100 and you're doing that 3 times a week. You did that 3 times this week. So you say, well, I successfully completed my 3 sets this week. I need to go up next week. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Your body will generally tell you when it's ready to go up. You won't have to ask. You won't have to scratch your head. You won't have to say, should I go up? When you think about it, here's something that a lot of people don't realize. When you start adding a new stimulus to your body, it can take your body around 4 weeks to fully adapt to that stimulus. So if you think about it, if you're lifting weights, you say, oh, I'm ready for some more weight, and you add on 10 pounds to that weight that you're lifting today. And where people go wrong is they say, oh, I got to try to get this up 8 times. And they fight and they get it up that 8th time. And they say, yes, good, I'm ready to move up again. What? Dude, you just got here. No, you do not need to add another 10 pounds already. You need to stay at this weight and stay there for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 6 weeks until you're lifting this and it no longer challenges you. Or it challenges you, but only very slightly. And you get done with that 8th and you say, could I do 3 more of these if I wanted to? I mean, yeah, I think I could. I don't feel even close to out of gas. Now, drop some more weight on there next time. You see what I'm saying? If you're trying to get to a specific goal, forcing performance is not the issue. Higher intensity, don't get me wrong, it's important, but the most important ingredient, the main thing that you have to focus on is simply consistency. Don't do anything that's going to burn you out. Don't do any kind of training that's going to force you to take a week off or skip a couple of days because you're so sore. If that's what you're doing, you're breaking consistency. And when you break consistency, you're basically chucking your results in the toilet, all right? Not cool. So whenever you're training, whatever the goal, this is the main thing I want you to keep in mind. When you're starting a new program, and we all get excited about these new workouts, and it's just like, oh, I saw this new program. I can't wait to start. It sounds really awesome. I'm sure it is. Go for it. Chances are you'll get some results out of it. However.com, you need to first and foremost think about consistency. Am I going to be able to get in there and do this day after day? Am I still going to be doing this 3 months from now? Am I going to be able to sustain it? Is it going to feel good? Is this thing going to be leaving me sore and, aching half of the time? As long as the answer is yes, I can keep going and no, this isn't screwing me up and making me feel like crap, then yes, whatever the program is, it probably will work for you. You probably will get really good results out of it. There are some great programs out there. There are some not so great programs out there. And I'm speaking very generally. I'm not talking about weightlifting or running or swimming, or I'm talking about all of it. Okay? The real measure for the success of a program is going to be how consistently you can be at following that program. All right? So even a bad program, which, you run it by me and I look at this program and I say, I don't like this program. It focuses on the wrong things and blah, blah, blah. And I throw it back at you. Even that program, if you do it consistently and you stay with it and you don't overtrain and you don't overload yourself, you will probably come back to me 6 months later and say, hey, Paul, you remember that program you crapped on? Well, check out where I'm at now. And I'll say, damn, maybe it wasn't quite as bad as I thought. Consistency in a bad plan will get you results. But inconsistency in the very best plan and the very best program is not going to yield you much of anything. Okay? So that's really what I want you to get out of this talk. It doesn't matter how hard you're lifting. It doesn't matter if it's high reps, low reps. It doesn't matter how long you stay out running. What really matters is 6 months later that you've been running all this time, that you've been lifting all this time, that you've been cycling all this time. And if that's the case, your results are going to be great. All right? Nobody comes and says, I've been training for 6 months. I've been very consistent and I don't have anything to show for it. You see what I'm saying? That pretty much never happens unless that person's not sleeping or not eating or something ridiculous like that. If you're eating right and sleeping right and training consistently, I dare you not to get results. Okay? That's it. That's what I got for you today. If you like it, subscribe, keep watching. All right? Other than that, thanks for hanging out with me today. I really hope something that I said here helps you get to where you're trying to be in the future. Take care now. Cheers from Bolivia.